Okay, so welcome back if you're coming back, and welcome if it's your first time. So I'm not exactly sure how this could help, but here we are guided to have it out. So there's something like Jewish camps and people being evacuated from their homelands, or is it places? It's sort of mixed up. Not really Jewish, but Jewish dominant. And I guess someone is thinking or feeling like they are Jewish, but in actual fact they are not. And maybe they don't know, or maybe they know the truth, or and they don't want to accept the truth, because that is all that they know all their life. And someone has made a clip to defend those who are being evacuated from their homes. I don't know who that is, but I guess right now maybe they are even listening. And so this person has been given a Jewish kind of vibes and is being accepted as Jewish when they originally are not Jewish. And that can happen to any of us in our lives. We can think that we are something and yet we are not. For example, you might think somebody is your father or your mother and yet they are not. And you might be having difficulty in accepting the truth. So these people, this person, a time in their life where someone helped them and their family from the invasion of their home and for protection, because they were afraid for their lives. They were made to give up their true identity and assimilate themselves to the Jewish culture, because that time that was what was being accepted. And they were made to pose out to the world as a Jewish kind of a people. In public, they are known and seen and accepted as Jewish, but they are not. It is just an identity they had to assimilate to stay alive. And they had been in hiding until an invasion happened to their space, and they had to evacuate all that they knew, which was of them, to move somewhere else and live a different identity that did not belong to them. I don't know, but there is stress on wanting this person to know that whatever identity they have is not their identity, so that they get to be mindful of whatever they are doing, because they do something that is not in line with their true identity. It's like they don't feel any difference when acting, because they have embraced the identity that does not belong to them. And behind the scenes, they are too mature men, and they plan to walk away from all this drama using using other identities that were given to them. They are old and they feel it's time to live to their truth, and they are right in a way, because as long as you're breathing, there is always hope to change for the better. It is only when you lose your breath and move away from earth that is when there is no hope to make any changes in your life. And they're really excited about these two old gentlemen, and I believe they want to be an example to their loved ones, to show that nothing is ever too late to change. And there are some Jewish persons, may God bless them, who are really trying to help those who are oppressed too. May God always send good people to all of us. Amen. I'm not saying all Jews are bad. This is what is in the world view, because generally this is what most of the people in the whole world think. There are good people and there are bad people in every society. And even in the Jewish society and community, there are good and bad people. And this is the same everywhere. It doesn't matter what kind of culture or background you're coming from. You can't judge people because of their ethnicity. It's just that I'm guided to inform of the particular persons for awareness sake, because they're having a hard time trying to accept the truth. This change of identity is really an overwhelming issue to the people who have embraced it, because they want to have favors that are given coming with the identity, which is being shown in the public. Actually, there are prophecies of that US is going to shift to Jerusalem. And the reason for that is because of the number of Jews in the US. And with time and years, US has lost its status as one of the world powers. So it's likely that they plan to shift it to Jerusalem with the help of Jews who are in power in the US. I mean, Jerusalem, the place which was known as Palestine before. And US is changing. There are shifts in power. Once upon a time, the minority who seemed to have a say before are arising and creating a shift that is allowing them to move into power, and it should sort of change the balances of minority and majority in the US. And the once upon a time Jewish power, because let's accept that all these years, for generation, it's always been Jewish power. Feeling the Jewish power is feeling like they're losing their power in US and are going to be forced to shift their headquarters back to Jerusalem, because it is what it is. It is what it is. The people ruling mostly are Jews in US. Actually, when they say that Jews are ruling the world, it is because of this. Using the US status, that was how Jerusalem was able to rule the world. Anyway, that's politics, and that's almost out of line of what we need to give out in our message. So back to our person. It's like during the time of change of identity, it was like to prove they were Jewish. There was some sort of like an experiment. I don't know of these people being in, like, it's like they were injected with Jewish genes to prove that they were Jewish. I don't know if there's anything like that in history. Like there was checking and like the blood was measured or something like that. So it's like they have Jewish cells in them. So for our person, if you have been feeling like you have all that Jewish vibes and you feel to be Jewish, holy, it's because of the injected genes. Let me explain this using the energetic theory of having energy passed from one to another with time. For example, if you have a person who used to consume alcohol down your bloodline, or let's say you have something from them, that energy is passed on to you too. And you will have an urge to want to consume alcohol with time, even though your parents might not have been using alcohol. Okay, let me talk of parents to their children. When a parent conceives a child, whatever they had eaten or consumed or experienced is passed on to the child through the energy in the cells of whatever they consumed or experienced, and this goes on for centuries. Each passing person passes on their energy or material of what they consume to anyone who holds their genes. And that is why we have people acting and doing things that they might not have ever known, because that energy is stored in the cells and its memory. You may end up remembering things that you haven't experienced, but it is just a memory of those who experienced it, passed on to you through genes over time. And it ends up accumulating millions and millions of experiences and materials to our bodies, stored as energy. And that is what has happened to you, whoever you are, who think you are Jewish, but you're not Jewish. You were not born Jewish, but the injection of those genes to your bloodline brought that energy to you today. And that is why you feel like you're Jewish, but it's just those genes mixed with your original genes. You might be indifferent to whatever you do, but just know that it's not your true self, and you are sort of being informed to be aware that there is hope. Do not lose yourself. Because they are feeling like they need to start rioting and do all kinds of crazy things, because they feel betrayed, sort of, in a way. But that is just something which was meant to be. It happened and it's in the past. Right now, the present is what is important. Original you is still there, and you can do something about it and be the generational curse breaker who is much needed at these times, and the choice is yours. And that was our message, and I hope that helps somebody. Because it's really difficult when you feel betrayed about something which you have known all your life, and then you come to realize that it was nothing all but lies, and it was not true. It really hurts, but that's part of life. Sometimes things hurt, sometimes they don't. But the present moment of how you are going to react accordingly to how whatever you found out is what is important. How are you going to deal with this kind of thing is what is important, and you need to be wise in making out your decisions in order not to ruin your own life as well as others. So I hope that helps, and I will see you in the next one. May God always protect us from all kinds of evil creations and guide us always on the right path. Amen. So I will see you in the next one. Till next time, take care and God bless.